guys, so guess what? My voice is back! Well, okay, mostly. I still might cough now and then, but it doesn't hurt to talk anymore. So I thought I would try to leave the mic on for one of my animation session thingies. We'll see if I actually manage to post this. The problem with the real-time animations that I've been having is the file sizes end up being about a gigabyte, and it takes either forever to load or it just decides that YouTube can't upload it. So if this manages to make it on YouTube, then yay! If not, you will get to see it in time-lapse form, which at that point I suppose you won't actually hear this, and I'm just talking to myself. Not crazy at all. So, just got back from Kung Fu Panda 3. It was awesome. I won't give any spoilers, trust me. But in it, there was animation of a killer Eastern dragon. And so I want to do something like that today. I've been looking at snakes for the last 20 to 30 minutes. Just YouTube videos of snakes. It's been awesome. They actually have some really good YouTube videos about this. If you look up snake movement on YouTube or snake locomotion, you'll get a few of them where they talk about how snakes move. And I've been trying to figure this out because I think Eastern dragon, that would be definitely a snake-like motion because they've got a much thinner body than, say, your Western dragons, which would be closer to probably a bird or mixed with a horse, I'd say. I don't know. It depends on if they're walking or flying. So I'm trying to decide what to have them doing. I feel like I should just have them flying across the screen, but I want them to have them... Oops. I don't know what it is. My brush always starts at thickness 100. So I have to go over and grab one of my presets. I'm going to go with sketching, which is just basically my sketching one is a low opacity min 1 max 5. It's almost like a low opacity ink brush, and I just use that for sketching when I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. I should probably start a new project because I'm just randomly drawing in one of my projects. I think I'm on day 649. Wowzers. I originally started this animation challenge because I wanted to basically be better at animation. I figured out that I was getting to go to CTN, Creative Talent Network's Animation Expo in Burbank, California. And I realized at that point my animation was lower than a stick figure. So I started working on it and discard. I got the idea to draw a little bit every day, to animate a little bit, because that's how you learn. You get better by just doing. And I did, and I got to CTN. I still wasn't that good, but, I had something to show people when they asked if I animated. And I realized I didn't want to stop. So I just kept going, and this is the result 649 days later. Actually, I think it was CTN was day 144. So technically, it's less than 649 days later, but, who's complaining? I've passed a year. My next goal is 5 years. And my sister's coming in. So, Nika, say hi.
Hi, I'm just grabbing a few things and then I will be away.
Okay. Yeah, I share a room with my sister, so she may come in from time to time. If you hear the door, that's what it is. Hopefully none of the other siblings will knock. I do have a sign on the door saying that the mic is on, but they don't always read the sign. So, let's see. Snakes had a really bobby motion. It was really cool. But something I noticed is it's a very uneven bobby motion. Like, you'd have it And then quick ones. You wouldn't have a nice... Like, I used to do snakes, like, woo, nice even, but that's not actually how they look. I feel like this would make them much more interesting. And also, what I didn't notice before, because I hadn't actually looked at, like, a lot of snakes, I should probably save the scene before I do anything else. Save scene. Version 001. This is a good habit to do if you're animating. Saving versions, some people will know what I'm talking about. Basically, every time you make a major change, save scene as, and save a new file. That way, if your newer file gets corrupted, you still have the older one to fall back on, and you haven't lost everything. So I'm gonna actually make another level here. New level, we'll call this V, because I'm too lazy to make a actual defining name. And then something else I noticed when the snakes were going is that they like always hold their head up. They don't actually move their head with the body. Like before I would have the head going back and forth like that, but actually they kind of hold their head up and the rest of their body moves. So let's go ahead and turn on my onion skin here because it is really hard to draw without onion skin. So got a little... We're gonna make the head slightly closer, and we're gonna pretend he's coming closer towards us. I'm actually still working on proportions and all of that jazz, so forgive me if this is really bad. Okay. Go ahead to the next one. And, like, I noticed their head would almost always be in the same position, but I feel like that's not going to work as well for this because I've got such a drastic motion. But we'll see how this goes. We'll play it by ear. And got a lovely twist in the body there. This is basically how I animate. I don't actually plan things. I probably should, but I find that very time consuming, and so if I'm planning something, it means I plan on doing it more than one day in a row, because, the cat got in here. We have 4 cats in the house, and they love our room, but they're not allowed in our room, so every time the door gets left open for more than 30 seconds, they run. Did you get him out?
Yeah, he went.
Okay, he's gone. So, how's that looking? Let's turn off onion skin. I find it very distracting when we're... Ooh, that actually is looking pretty good. I quite like that. So, turn onion skin back on. There will be portions of this where I stop talking, I think. I can't say for sure because it hasn't happened yet. But, you know, it's like... I tend to be a chatterbox if I know that the mic is on because I feel like it would be really boring to sit here and watch me draw with nothing on. When the mic's off, I mean, you could put on some tunes, but if you're expecting to hear talking, I feel like I should talk. This is not timing specific right now. I'm just kind of getting the motion down. And I feel like I'm animating a snake. I'm not really animating a dragon right now. So let's just finish the snake and then maybe we'll go ahead and get to that Chinese dragon I wanted. I don't always animate what I was planning on doing. Unless I had a specific goal, like later I will probably have to work on an assignment for... Oh, I do that a lot. Later I will probably have to work... That's what happens when... It's still not gone. Whee! They're still there. Okay, we'll ignore them because they're far out of frame and I don't care. This is what happens when you've got your rulers too close. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, yeah, right. I need to go to view. Where's the rulers? I'm in viewer, not... what's the other one? I'm not in combo viewer, so my GUI show hide option doesn't show up. And the reason for that is because when I was in combo viewer, my toolbar and tool options bar would not go away. They every time I opened up the screen, opened up OpenToonz, it came back, and it was driving me insane. So I went ahead and I just took the inconvenience of no options in the click menu. There goes the coughing. Took the inconvenience of not having the GUI show hide in the click menu and got rid of the inconvenience of having to deal with multiple toolbars and tool options bars. I find that having the tool option bars up here is way easier to actually change all your functions than if it's here. If the options bar is here, then the tool options bar has just gotten that short and you have no control whatsoever. So if you see anything about my process that confuses you, feel free to ask in the comments section. Obviously, I won't be able to get to it until this video is actually uploaded, but I do enjoy hearing what other people find confusing about me or what they think might be interesting, and I can teach them if I actually manage something that they think is interesting. I also make random sounds while I'm animating. If that annoys you, feel free to mute me and turn on your tunes, because I know everybody's got that playlist of music that they love listening to while they mute other videos, or at least that might just be me. Okay, I'm almost done with the basics. I feel like I should be paying more attention to the width of this snake. He seems to be growing and shrinking a little bit. And this is a long snake. I haven't gotten to the tail yet. I think after the head's gone, I'll start poking in the tail. Because, snakes are long. They're gorgeously long. I would love to own a snake if it weren't for the fact that I'm not very good at keeping animals. I love animals, but I prefer animals at a zoo or somebody else's house where I can pet them but then not be responsible for them, if you know what I mean. Okay, still haven't found the tail yet. We'll shrink this a little bit. It'll come in next frame. Wow, I'm already at frame 11. So let's draw on this tail before anything else, so that I force myself to add the tail, because I could go on forever. I could have a very, very long snake here. Let's shrink this body a little bit, because I'm getting very little tapering at the end here. Keeping its shape mostly. And I can go ahead and turn off this one real quick. Say this tail's back here. Tails are thinner than that. Very thin. Okay, working.
I will see you later.
I'll see you later, Neek. If you guys have any great snake stories, I'd love to hear that in the comments too. I want to someday be able to actually stream this so we can do it real time, but unfortunately at the moment my streaming technology is not working. I will be fine for 15 minutes and then all of a sudden everything in my computer stops working. It is frustrating as all get out, but maybe I'll be able to fix it in time. I feel like the snake is going really slow out of the screen. That's another reason some of my animations tend to turn out weird, because I am not very... Well, I guess I've said it already. I don't plan. And I know that's something I should do. It's just not something I do unless I really am getting serious about this an animation. I have done a lot of planning for some, I did an animation for my brother's proposal to his now fiance, which I have to admit was a very stressful animation to make because I didn't sleep that week. I did way too much animation and way too little time, and honestly, not a lot of animation got done. It was more like a ugh, it was horrible, but they said it was alright, and that's what matters when you haven't slept in 3 days. So, we're good. But that week I planned a lot, and I feel like I should save this level as just in case, because I'm just totally seeing the whole OpenToonz crashing on me and losing all of my lovely snake here. So I'm gonna name this snake _ version 001. Save. Okay, he's saved. Okay, last frame. And then I'm gonna have to do some in-betweening to fix the timing, but let's watch it. Oh my, that's a fast snake. Reframe on 2s. Let's try that. Still really fast, and I think turning off onion skin would help. Is onion skin still on? No, okay. Let's try that. What? I like it. Reframe on 3s. Run it again. That's getting some of that timing stuff I was talking about. I really like how some of them, it's like they'll go super slow and then they'll really go, they'll all of a sudden jump forward, but let's go ahead and in between that some. Or maybe I should clean it up. I don't tend to do cleanups as much on these. They're more like animation exercises than daily animations. Let's see, let's come here and reframe this to 1s. If you have any questions about my workflow, again, feel free to ask. Whee. Ooh, I like that. So, in-betweening, yay! Let's save this again just in case. Reframe on 2s so that we got these lovely planned sections. Woot! I think I should turn on this one again. There we go. Another sibling. True. Are you still at the door? Come in. Girl, I'm recording. What do you want?
I was wondering, have you seen the bin of ridiculousness? I can't find it anywhere.
You have a bin of ridiculousness?
Right anywhere.
Got it,
Mom,
the pencil
you
bin.
named it.
Could you do me a favor? Could you give me a cup of ice water?
Yeah.
This is what siblings are for, folks. Okay. I know, snakes, right? Yeah. This is my sister JoJo. JoJo, say hi.
Hi.
Okay. You'll probably meet the whole gang by the end of this year.
Yeah, probably. Let's keep putting that up.
True. Oops. Delete. Oops. Didn't want to delete that. You have to click on the frame before you press delete, or else it's going to delete your drawing instead. And that's not what I wanted. Okay. Woot. I don't know why I've gotten in the habit of saying woot a lot recently. Like, woot. Yeah. I'm weird. That's okay, right? Weird is good. Weird is good. Delete. Brush. I've got my keyboard shortcut set up to be as lazy as possible. Like, I've got B turns on brush, or B switches to brush, delete deletes stuff, but I think that one might be a preset. E switches to eraser. V, I've used V like Photoshop would, where you get to your select tool. Shift V goes to the select control point tool. Eyedropper, I used eyedropper, I used to go to eyedropper, but for some reason it's not working anymore. I have to go check my keyboard shortcuts and see what happened.
That is a really pretty snake.
It is. Thank you for the ice water. See you later.
Bye-bye. How do you say bye in Korean again?
Annyeong?
Annyeong.
Just go. We're learning Korean, so she wanted to learn how to do it in Korean. Okay. If you guys have any suggestions for future animations, here comes Nika again. Feel free to post them. I love suggestions because when you get to day 650, or actually today's 49, when you get to day 649, you start running out of ideas. I know there's plenty to animate, but that doesn't mean I can come up with plenty to animate, and so I kind of, a lot of time am at a loss for what to do, which is why you get some of the silly slapstick stuff that I do, because it's just my way of being lazy and not coming up with an idea. I quite like this brush. I actually don't use my sketching brush much. I kind of made it on a whim one day and then forgot that it existed, but I'm thinking I really like it. I have, what do I have in here? 2B, 4B, 4H, 8B. Unfortunately, you can't line these up by actual light to dark because it does it alphabetically, or in this case, numerically. And actually, it doesn't even do it alphabetically. It does it numerically. So if I wanted these to be in order, I would have to do 1-4H, 1-8B, 1-2B, 1-... I think it would be totally confusing, so I'm just leaving it. I got my sketching. I got my brush pen, which is basically sketching plus some extra oomph. Mechanical pencil, which is has very little variance in width and no, actually it has quite a bit of variance in opacity. My pencil, similar to the mechanical pencil, but it's got a little more variance in width. Watercolor, which may look nothing like watercolor, but it's the closest I can manage, and the watercolor 2, which I'm not sure what's the difference between the two. Oh, the difference between the two has to do with the amount of opacity variance I have. I actually didn't look at anything when I was making those brush presets, and I just kind of made what I thought they would be based on brushes I've had in other programs, like Paint Tool Sai is my go-to sketching program. Actually, I've switched over to Clip Paint Studio recently, which, funny enough, was way cheaper than Paint Tool Sai, which was the cheapest program I'd heard of when I got it, although that was because I hadn't heard of Clip Paint Studio, so not saying much. I really want Photoshop, but Photoshop's expensive, and I am a broke college student. Yep, that's pretty much how it goes. So I'm basically in betweening everyone here, because I'd like some smoother movement. I feel like snakes should be really smooth. As I go, normally what I do is if I find that it's getting too smooth or that it's too slow in parts, I'll delete frames. I'm working on getting myself to do more planning and work with time charts and such, but work in progress. Once you form a habit, it's hard to break. I would play music, but I really don't want to get hit by any copyright strikes, so I'm going to avoid putting that on. I'd sing you music, but I'm not sure I want to subject you guys to my memory of lyrics. I've got a better memory when it comes to Disney songs, Like, and as I say that, all Disney songs vanish from any of my memory. I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. So, I hope you all will cooperate and pretend it didn't happen. I feel like it can't possibly be interesting enough to watch me sketch out the snake 100,000 times. Although, I guess I have watched videos where people sketched for hours, so I can't say anything in that I totally would watch this kind of video. So, hopefully you guys find me as interesting as I find other people. Also, if you guys have your own real-time animation vids, please link to them in the comments. I love watching those. I would watch the speed paints, but it's really, you don't get the same effect when you have to go watch it at like 60 miles an hour. You get the idea of what they were doing, but you don't get to watch the real-time thought. I love, one of my favorite people to watch animate is Glen Keane. He's probably everybody's favorite. But unfortunately, there aren't a surplus of vids of him animating. I'm actually going to leave this tail the timing that it is. So we're going to go ahead and reframe to ones. Now that I got all that done, let's do the fun part. Auto renumber. Now they're all in order. Yay! Let's do it right. Yep. Okay, we're going to save this level, and we're going to let it play. Oops. First of all, I have 4 doing something funky. I hate it when it does that. Okay. What else have I got going funky here? Well, revert to last save version. We're going to just go ahead and come over here and revert all these to last saved and see what happens. So we're going to, look, it's all good. So we're going to press the onion skin. Ooh, pretty. What if I put this on 2s? I feel like this is too fast. I got something over here is looking wrong. Is that it? Let's reframe this to ones and step through. I think it's because of that. Like, that was such a big leap in speed. Let's turn the onion skin on and I want to see 3 frames behind. Let's not do ahead. Silly me, I want 3 frames ahead, not 3 frames behind. Do 3 frames ahead. What do we got here? I think I need one between there. Let's go ahead and insert one here. Now we just want to see the one ahead and the one behind. Silliness. Okay. I think that's the wrong one. Yeah, I want it between that one. We're going to Control Z. We're going to insert one here. Much better. Let's try putting it in here and see what happens. I've been told by my internship director that I have a good instinct for movement, so I hope he's right. I think that's getting closer. go ahead and reframe these to 2s. Save this and hope it doesn't screw up. Did it do it? Did it screw up? Yep, it did. So what we're going to do is we're going to do my trick where you come over here, revert to last saved, and see if that fixed it. Please tell me it fixed it. It looks like it fixed it. 2 seems too fast, but 3 seems too slow. No. 2 seems too slow, but 1 seems too fast. That's the problem with not planning the timing. I feel like after that slowness, I need one right there. Just to bump it back into speed. Give it a nice slow in or just slow out. I always get those two mixed up. Ease in? I think that's it. Okay, now if I press save, it's probably going to screw up again. But all I got to do to fix that is go over here, revert to last saved version. But did that save my... That did seem to save my extra frames. So... Yay! I've been having some trouble with that where it saves it right, but then it displays it wrong, so I have to go and click revert to last save version. Woot! Okay. How's these tails? I quite like that. You know what? Let's go ahead and export or render that and see how it looks. Output settings. I got my daily anim output settings. I've got scene settings put to Shift S because in my animation tab, I don't have scene settings options, nor do I have it in my BG drawing, or my colors, or my FX, or my browser, or my cleanup, really. The only one where I have render setting, or where I have customize is in preferences, or in here. But these, you do have preferences and stuff down here, you just don't have scene settings, which I suppose must be there somewhere. So I just go ahead and use the loveliness of keyboard shortcuts. I'm gonna go and render this. Oops. Forgot that was on. If you, just so you know, anyone who hasn't figured it out, if you press this off, the camera can't see it and it won't render. So, render again. Yayness! Okay. How does it look? Woot! Okay. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble on about stuff. If you like this, put it in the comments so that I will know to keep making them. If you didn't like it, sorry, you didn't really have to watch for 30 minutes. You guys have a good day. I'm going to go get some homework done because I have a test tomorrow. So, probably no video tomorrow as I frantically try and get done the homework I didn't get done while I was sick. Sorry, guys. Have a good week. Y'all keep drawing. Don't forget to comment and subscribe.